Welcome everybody to Cooking with Poppy.
Today my granddaughters and I will be making Mongolian beef. Please let us know what you think of this recipe. And most importantly,
Like and subscribe.
so let's get started. We will be using all these ingredients that you see before me. A nice ginger root, a medium onion, a couple of bell peppers that my granddaughters will be here to wash a little bit later, and a nice chunk of beef. For this recipe, you can use flank steak, filet mignon. I'm going to be using a nice New York strip. Now, the first secret to Mongolian beef is to put it in the freezer for about an hour before you slice it. That way you can get nice, thin slices. So go ahead and put whatever beef you're going to use into the freezer. The next secret to perfect Mongolian beef is the marinade. Let's go 2 tablespoons of cornstarch, 2 tablespoons of baking soda. Let's add
a tablespoon
of salt. Give that a quick mix. Then add about a tablespoon of water and a tablespoon of olive oil just to bind everything together. Then mix it all together to a nice paste. It should look something like this. This marinade is really going to break down the fibers in your beef and will give you that really soft texture that you expect in Mongolian beef. The steak has been in the freezer for about an hour, so it should be easy to slice it nice and thin. Another secret to the perfect Mongolian beef is to slice your beef against the grain of the meat, like this. You should end up with these nice thin slices. Now I'm going to cut them all into bite-sized pieces. Then it's time to put them in the marinade. Let's give it a quick stir. The meat goes in, and really work that marinade into the beef. Make sure everything is completely coated. And the next secret to perfect Mongolian beef is to cover this in saran wrap and let it marinate in the refrigerator for a minimum of 4 hours. While this is sitting in the refrigerator, my granddaughters are here to help me prep the vegetables. Everybody say hello to Guinevere and Arwen.
Before I can use these peppers, we have to wash them in the sink. Let's get these peppers nice and clean. All done.
I'm going to do a fairly rough chop on this onion into bite-sized pieces. That should be good for the onion. And now for those peppers that my granddaughter washed so well for me. I'm just going to cut a little bit off of each end like this, and like this. And then I'm going to carefully cut down on one side like this, and then just slowly unroll the pepper and make a few slices. And you don't have any waste at all. Let's repeat the process with the red pepper. Cut off the ends. Carefully cut down one side. Then just simply unroll the pepper. And now I'm going to just rough chop these peppers into about 1-inch squares. When you cut your peppers this way, it just goes really fast and there's hardly any waste whatsoever. Another secret to really good Mongolian beef, fresh ginger. The first thing we need to do is peel it. And I'm just going to cut the thick, heavy brown peel off of this ginger root. Until your ginger root looks something like that. Now first we need to grate about a tablespoon for the Mongolian sauce. And the rest of this ginger root we're going to cut into matchstick slices, which are just very, very thin slices. And now we are done with the ginger. I'm going to give these 2 cloves of garlic a quick rough chop. I usually save garlic till last because it tends to make your knife sticky, so just wash your knife after you're done chopping garlic. And that should take care of the garlic. Time to make that nice sweet Mongolian sauce. 1/3 cup soy sauce. 1/3 cup water. 1/3 cup
brown sugar.
And now let's give that a stir. Add 1 tablespoon of olive oil. And I'm going to add that rough chopped garlic and that tablespoon of grated ginger. And I'm going to give this a really good mix. And now we can just set this to the side until we're ready for it. Let's start with a
hot pan, olive oil.
Let's carefully lay the meat away from you into the pan. That way you don't get burned. Once you get a nice sear on one side, let's go ahead and flip it over. We don't want to overcook this meat. It's really thin. It'll cook fast. Or you could also flip it like this. Once you have a nice sear on it, let's get it off the heat. Don't want to overcook it. Let's set the meat to the side and get to those vegetables. Start with a little bit of
olive oil.
Take a look at the link in the comments below if you want one of these spatulas. They're really nice. Time to add that and cook it for about 3 minutes until it starts to get soft. After cooking your onions for about 3 minutes, let's add 1 teaspoon of
red pepper flakes
for a little bit of heat. And we're going to give that a quick stir. Now we will add those 2 chopped bell peppers. And just
stir it together.
And another secret for that perfect Mongolian beef, this sliced fresh ginger. Let's give it all a quick stir. And then we're going to cook it for 2 minutes. After cooking your bell peppers and ginger for 2 minutes, add your meat back into the pan. Get everything mixed back together, then pour in your sauce. Now this is looking and smelling like Mongolian beef. We're going to cook this for about 2 more minutes until everything is all mixed together, and then this is ready to plate up. Once your sauce gets heated up, it will thicken and it will clarify a little bit. Sure, all your vegetables and meat are coated with your sauce. Should look something like this. I'm going to take this off the heat and get ready to serve it. I like to serve my Mongolian beef over steamed rice. We hope you enjoyed this video today. And as always,
thanks for coming, everybody.
it's definitely time to sample this dish. Now that's better than Chinese takeout.